Hello again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and I'm glad you decided to join me for this April book chat video. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter, however that looks like for you, how you celebrate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had a wonderful Easter. We had delicious food and good conversation, and my nieces and nephews all did Easter egg hunts, and it was so fun to watch. But all that being said, for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some books that I knew nothing about the author, but absolutely loved. They took me by surprise. They are, some are series, some are not, but I absolutely love these books, and they were new to me authors, and I absolutely love the work. There's no particular order, so let's just begin. The first book is by Beck McCaster. It's called Of Silk and Steam. It is a steampunk story, and it is, I believe, it's I can't remember if this is the fourth or the fifth book in this series, but I absolutely love it. I cannot find these books anywhere, or when I tried to find them, I couldn't, but I picked this up on at a thrift store because I liked the cover. It's beautiful, very cool and unique, and I don't hardly read steampunk. So when I picked it up, the story just had me hooked. I loved the characters, very good pacing, engaging story, definitely different than my normal reads. It was just an enjoyable story. It read like a standalone, which was great. But I also it makes me want to read more in this series. And like I said, I cannot find these other books anywhere by this author. If you guys know where to find these books in an actual book, let me know down in the comments. I'd really love to know. But this book series and author took me by surprise, and I absolutely loved it, and I would absolutely read more of this author. The next book is a book that I also found at a thrift store, and I actually didn't know if I would enjoy it or like it, or I went into it blind, again, blind with the author. Again, I found it at a thrift store, and it looked interesting, and it is called Obsessed by Joe Gibson. This is a thriller, young adult story. It's not really horror. I wouldn't really call it horror, more thriller, but it's light on horror and more of a thriller. It is about a high schooler named Michael, and he is very popular, and a group of girls decide to see if any of them can make them their boyfriend, because he has a tendency to date girls but never commit, and but things aren't always what they seem, and the girls make a contest. A certain amount of girls that he's dated or want to date make a sort of bet to see who can make them his boyfriend, but as the story progresses, some of the girls are threatened, and one of them is unalived, we'll say, and it was a really, really good book. And usually I'm not a thriller, horror, scary type girl when it comes to reading, but this book was so good. It had more, I guess, mystery and thrill than actual, if you will, murder or killings or that sort of thing. Again, I would love to read more of this series. There's also, this is the first book in the series. There is also 2 more books. One of them is called Twisted, and the next one is called Afraid. It follows up where this one left off. But again, I don't want to give too much away, but if you want to get into the realm of mystery kind of thrillers without having to worry about will you sleep at night, this is the book for you, because I am a major chicken and I will say that about scary books. So and if I can read it with not being scared or got heebie-jeebied out, I would highly recommend this book. It was amazing, and I would definitely read more of these books. The next book that I discovered was, I saw this author a lot on my Instagram, and I kind of listened to the reels that people came out with about this book and different things, and the content looked interesting. The quotes and book themes that they were putting out looked really up my alley and interesting, and so I bought it to give it a try, and that is the book series The King of Sin series by Anna, and I'm going to spell the last name for you because I cannot pronounce it, Huang. This is the first book in a book of I think 6, don't quote me on that, but each book is the king of, and then of course there's wrath, sloth, gluttony, so it's kind of all the deadly sins, if you will. In a way, the main characters that kind of deal with whatever the king of, the deadly sins will fill in the blank. But I absolutely loved this series. If you like a good steamy romance with protective, brooding characters, but not always brooding. I wouldn't say brooding. Very protective male leads with kind of a shady past, but at the end of the day, a good heart and swoon-worthy. I'll say swoon-worthy even. This is the book series for you. There is a lot of spice in here. So again, if you're not into spice, probably skip it. But if you're willing to try different take on romance and stuff, and I have fallen in love with this book series and this author. Each book is unique unto itself, but there are other characters that intermingle and make cameos, if you will, in some of the books, which I absolutely love. This, like I said, totally was a worthwhile buy, and I feel lived up to the hype of the when it was just being pushed on Instagram. At least on my feed it was. But I absolutely love the series. Great pacing, well-developed characters, good dialogue, believable scenarios, and the journeys that the two characters go on is wonderful. All in all, I love this series. I cannot wait to continue. The next book is book 6, and it comes out, I believe, towards the end of this month in April. I could be wrong, but I will definitely be picking it up because, oh my gosh, it's such a good series. So if you are looking for a good spicy romance, I would definitely try The King of Sin. And the last book that I would like to share with you that I really like I went into blind and want to continue on with the series is a book called Solace, a Parasol procrastinate novel. Book 1, which I absolutely love as a reader. If there's a series, I love when they have numbers on the spine of the book or somewhere so you can tell what number of book it is. Really appreciative. But this book takes place in obviously Victorian England, and it has a very Victorian Gothic feel to it. It follows a girl named Alexia, and she has no soul, which is really cool. And there are werewolves in here and vampires, and this story just took me by surprise in the most perfect way. It was entertaining, fun, engaging, great pacing, great storytelling. I will definitely be carrying on with this series. It was a total surprise and a delight. I cannot say enough good things about this. It had everything you want in a good Victorian sort of mystery. It sort of had, if you will, vibes of, in a way, Sherlock Holmes, but not Sherlock Holmes, mixed with Pride and Prejudice and zombies, but not Pride and Prejudice and zombies. And I think that is a good way to describe it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, leave it down in the comments below. But if you're just wanting a good, fun read with great characters, great plotline, great pacing, all that good stuff, I would definitely check out Solus by Gail Carriage. Again, I want to be continuing on with this series because it was so good. I flew through it. So if you like the kinds of things that I described it, I would definitely check out this book. And finally, the last book I would like to talk about is not a book that is in a series, but it is a book that I read. And if you don't like any of the books that I suggested, and you're more of a fantasy girl or a guy out there, and you're just looking for a good action adventure, magical quest, all those good things that you like to read about, I would suggest the book that I wrote, and that is Legends Orbs of the Elements. This follows a young man named Leon, and he is an unexpected hero, and a mysterious young woman comes to his house with an unusual request, and on top of that, he is dealing with a family tragedy, and he must go on a quest to try and save the world. If you like sword fighting, action adventure, magical battles, magical creatures, magic, mystery, friendship, all the good things that you like in a fantasy story, this book has it. I did my darndest trying to make this a new, fresh take on fantasy, with the story and creatures and just different stuff like that. I put my heart and soul into this book. I'm so proud of it. I am currently working on editing the sequel to this book, so the adventure does not stop with this book. And I can't wait to share that with the world. Every day I'm getting closer to that goal of getting it into the publishing process. If you are interested in this book, you can find it on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Apple iBooks, and lots of other places books are sold. That would help me out so much. If you want to support me, that is a perfect way to do that, and leave a review on my book. That also helps me. So that is all the video for today. I know it was a bit longer, but I feel that sometimes when recommending books, it's important to explain the reasoning why you like this book, what makes them so great. I'm also doing a fun buddy read with my sister-in-law. and I am doing a buddy read with this book, and it's called Twisted Love, Book 1. Again, right on the cover, appreciate it, Book 1, by Anna Hung, which is the same author as this book. And I am absolutely loving it. If you don't know what a buddy read is, it's where you and somebody else reads the same book and you discuss it and talk about it and whatnot. I am on chapter 8 right now, and I have sticky notes of stuff that I want to talk to her about. It is absolutely, I am so loving this. I went into this book series blind. There are 3 more books in this series, so I'm so excited. I also have lots of fun extras that I use for reading, which is silly. But if you are interested in learning more about a buddy read, I'll probably be doing that, talking about that next month in May. So if you are interested in learning how I do stuff, not do stuff, but how I do a buddy read, that is what the book chat will be about. Thank you all so much for watching. In the comments down below, let me know if any of the books that I have suggested, if you would read, if you've read these books, did you like them? Did you not like them? Let me know all your comments down below. What is one book that took you by surprise? The book and author that you went into blind. I'd absolutely love to know. As always, if you like this video, please give it a big like, subscribe, share with friends and family. That helps me out a lot, because the more it gets shared and all that, the more subscribers I could get. And as you know, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers this year. I am well on my way, so thank you all who already subscribed to my channel. Yeah, and happy reading, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye for now.